What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Life After Lockup Season 4, Episode 15. Let's get started with Marcelino and Brittany. So, Brittany is hanging out with her two friends, Amanda, and I forgot the other lady's name. So she's hanging out with them, and her mother calls her, and her mother tells her that she has been with the children ever since Brittany left. And so Brittany is surprised because she thought that Marcelino was with the children at home this whole entire time. So she calls Marcelino and she asks him, "Where are you at?" He distinctly tells her that he's at home. Then Brittany tells him, "Well, I just talked to my mom, and my mom said that she's at the house with the children." So then he backpedals and says, "Well, I'm on my way home." So then Brittany gets very suspicious, and so she starts asking him, "What are you doing? Where are you at? What the hell is going on?" He refuses to tell her anything. In fact, he just sits there silently, not answering anything, as she's continuing to ask him questions, and then he eventually hangs up the phone on her. So her two friends are like, "Girl, he's cheating on you. He's cheating on you. This doesn't look right." And so then Brittany, she takes off her ring, the ring that he gave her, the wedding band that he gave her, that was his grandmother's, and that his grandmother had worn for 46 years. She takes off the ring and she says she's going to return it to Marcelino's mother because, as far as she's concerned, this marriage is over. So she breaks down. She completely breaks down. And in her confessional, Brittany says that she's fighting for a man that has already checked out on her. And it was really sad to see that. Now, this episode of Brittany and Marcelino makes me think that maybe, because previously I didn't believe 100% that Brittany and Marcelino were having these issues because things were happening that was just a little bit too unbelievable for me. But in this particular episode, it seemed more believable that they may be having problems. I just still kind of find it hard to believe that Marcelino would just be this cruel so quickly with her. I feel like we're either missing a lot of information or this is not true. The fact that he would just completely switch on her, because previously in last week's episode, he was kissing her in the kitchen, telling her that he wants to work it out. He really wants to be with her. And now he's sneaking around, not telling her what he's doing. So I don't know if he's actually cheating on her or if he's got some big special surprise planned for her that he doesn't want to tell her right away. Like maybe he's planning a trip to Bali or something like that. And he's trying to get everything, organized and worked out within a certain amount of time. And he's going to surprise her with this beautiful international trip. So I don't really know what the hell is going on because he just told her he wants to work it out. He was kissing all over her. He's in this marriage. He's not going to give up on their marriage. And now he's lying about where he's at, what he's doing, not answering her questions and hanging up the phone on her. So I don't know what the hell is going on. So she's completely breaking down. Now, and also in her confessional, Brittany says that maybe Marcelino is trying to push her away so that she can be the one to officially end the marriage so that he doesn't have to do the dirty work of, announcing that he wants to get a divorce or making the official announcement that he wants to end the marriage. So he's pushing her to the point where she's going to be the one to say, "You know what, let's just get a divorce." Maybe that's what he's trying to do. I have no idea what's going on. I feel like there's a lot of stuff missing. None of this is making sense to me with Brittany and Marcelino. And then at the very end of their segment, Amanda says, Amanda apologizes to Brittany. She was like, "You know what, girl, I feel like this is all my fault because of what I told you earlier." And then she says, "But I just really wanted you to know what was going on." And then Brittany says to Amanda, "Then why would you feel the need to tell me if you thought that I already knew?" Because remember when Amanda dropped the bomb on her that Marcelino had contacted her behind Brittany's back, Amanda's defense of why she didn't tell Brittany was that she thought Brittany was communicating, that she was talking to both Marcelino and Brittany in that DM. So that was her little excuse of why she didn't tell Brittany about it, because she was like, girl, I don't even know. I don't know if I was just talking to Marcelino, if I was talking to both you and Marcelino. And so in this episode, when she was like, I'm so sorry, Brittany, I feel like this is all my fault because of what I told you, but I felt like I needed to tell you. And then Brittany was like, well, why would you feel the need to tell me if you thought that I already knew? Because, Amanda said she thought that she was talking to the both of them. So that was really interesting. And then that's where their little segment ended. Like I said, Marcelino and Brittany, I don't know what's happening, because Marcelino, he's like flipping, he's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He's like two different people. I'm watching two different people here, with Marcelino. 1 minute he's in it, 1 minute he's not in it, 1 minute he's barking at her, and the next minute he's trying to go to therapy with her and work it out. I don't know what's happening with Marcelino and Brittany, so I don't have much to say. The jury is still definitely out. Is this even real? Is he really cheating on her? Or is he planning some extravagant, beautiful surprise behind her back to try to work things out with their marriage and let her know that he is still very much in it? Moving on to Chaz and Branwen. So he picks her up from school, takes her to the little cabin that they're going to be spending time at. Her mood is off. I mean, her mood is just as gloomy as the Portland weather. She is not happy to see him. She's not talkative. It's just doom and gloom. I mean, she brings the gray skies with her. I have yet to see Bronwyn happy, excited. The only time that she was happy was when she was released from prison. That was like the only time that I can remember right off the bat when Bronwyn was happy. But anyway, so he picks her up from school, and he's trying to get her to talk. He's trying to be really enthusiastic with her, and she's just like, she can't be bothered. So Chaz asks Bronwyn, how does she feel about moving to Kentucky? She's like, well, I've already told you, I've already committed to you that I was going to move. So you're not going to budge. You're not going to change your mind on that. So what do you want me to say? And, right there, obvious, she has no intentions of moving to Kentucky with him. She feels obligated to move with him, but she herself doesn't really want to do it. So they get to the cabin, and, he said he's got this dinner laid out for them, and he tells her that, let's just cuddle and watch TV. I think that's what he said to her. So as they're cuddling and stuff, he brings up the strip club. He was like, you know what, I can't believe that my wife took me to the strip club. You got me all excited with this whole strip club thing. And she was like, how can you just go from, talking about moving, and now you're talking about, the strip club? She gets upset that he switched so quickly. Like now he's entering a territory that she is completely not comfortable with. So she does her whole thing where she's like breaking down, and she's bawling, and she's having a meltdown. She's spiraling out of control. So she goes outside to call her sponsor. And in between, sobbing, she's trying to talk to her sponsor about, I don't know what to do. My husband wants me to move to Kentucky with him. My friends want me to stay in Portland here with them. I don't know what to do. Whatever decision I make, I'm going to be hurting someone. And so Chaz is watching her through the window while this is going on. And when she comes inside, I think, he begins to, he starts to think, you know what? This just isn't it. This we're not meant to be. I don't think this is gonna last. He's thinking about possibly ending the marriage or ending his relationship with Bronwyn. She's just too broken. Bronwyn is just way. I don't think this is what Chaz signed up for. I don't know what she was like when they were communicating in prison, but with her, I guess, struggling with her addiction and Chaz, let her go. Just let her go. So he decides that he's just going to take her home. He's not even going to try anything with her. And when he tells her, look, I'll just go ahead and take you home. I mean, she already had her backpack with her. The words were not even completely out of his mouth when she was like, okay, let's go. She was ready to go. His whole trip was ruined. If this is how it is at the beginning, Chaz, of your marriage, just let her go. You'll find somebody else in prison who'll be a little bit more enthusiastic about, with your presence. This is not it. Let the girl go. Let her get help. Let her do whatever the hell she needs to do. But yeah, so hopefully he's going to break it gently to her, or any way that he can. I don't care. I don't think she cares if it's gently or not gently, as long as they are broken up. Moving on to Puppy and Amber. Okay, so Puppy and Amber, they meet up, and Puppy tells Amber that Eric, I keep on wanting to say Erica. Puppy tells Amber that Eric is playing both her and his wife. And so Amber is like, you know what? I don't understand what you're going through because I would not let that happen to me. So Puppy then tells Amber that she is 3 weeks late. So they go and they get a pregnancy test. When they get to the store, Amber parks in a handicapped parking lot. I noticed that, Amber. So they go in, they buy the damn test, they go to the bathroom of the store, I believe, and she takes the test right away. And the test is extremely positive. Puppy says that she doesn't want to be pregnant. Well, Puppy, don't do the things that get you pregnant. I don't understand. Somebody please, somebody please, somebody please, somebody please explain to me. All of these people who don't want to be pregnant, who don't want to have babies, what is, why can't you? There's even commercials on birth control. There's even commercials. You could be sitting there watching a movie and a commercial will come up about birth control. What more do you need? There's free birth control. There's birth control that you can get under, government programs. There's different variations of birth control. I'm not understanding. If you don't want to have a baby, don't have a baby. How much more simple can it get than that? If you don't want to have a baby, don't have a baby. Anyways, so Amber says, birth control should have been the first thing that you should have been on. And Puppy said that she had so much other stuff going on. Like what? What other stuff do you have going on that will prevent you from either popping a pill, taking a shot, using a prophylactic? What other things do you have, inserting something? What other things do you have going on, Puppy, than preventing a human from growing in your body that you do not want? Amber tells her, we're going to have to tell Eric first. Puppy acts like she doesn't know what she's going to do. I pray to God that they're not going to draw out this whole situation where it's going to take her into the very last episode of the season for her to finally tell Eric that she's pregnant and we don't know his reaction until next season. I hope that she tells him right away. Eric to me doesn't seem like somebody who would be very enthusiastic about having a baby because he's still dealing with the estranged wife. We don't know if he even really wants to divorce that woman or not. Now Puppy's pregnant. It's just a lot of, look, this, and the situation is that, Puppy, this is the life that you have created for yourself. I feel like maybe some people are just drawn to chaos. They don't, if you handed them a normal, safe life on a silver platter, they'd kick it out of your hands. They are attracted to chaos and drama and just craziness. Because all of this could have been prevented. Puppy, you should have the strength to walk away from a man who cannot commit to you 100%. You really should have the strength to do that because you're not getting anything out of this. You complain about him constantly. You think that he's still messing around with his wife. He doesn't give you enough money. He abandons you at Amber's parents' vow renewal party. You complain, but yet you don't want to leave him. Now you're worried about the fact that you might be pregnant. Well, you are pregnant. We're assuming that you're pregnant by him. Now you're pregnant by this man, a man that you're constantly complaining about, a man that you absolutely cannot, there's no peace in y'all's relationship. All of this could have been prevented. And if you wanted the chaos of the relationship, you don't have to have an unwanted pregnancy. You could have done things to prevent that. I don't know what the hell's going on. Amber gave her really good advice, but she doesn't want to listen to Amber. The very first thing you could have done, Pup, I mean, you take every other kind of drug. You're smoking, inhaling, injecting everything under the sun. Why not get a shot to prevent pregnancy? Or take a pill to prevent pregnancy? Or get an IUD to prevent pregnancy? You're doing everything else that's not safe for you. I can't spend too much time. Moving on to Kevin and Tiffany. I'm not going to spend too much time on these people. Kevin is still arguing with Kayla. They argue to the point now that they're turned on and they go handle their business. They go into the bedroom and they do what it do. After that, I I guess he kicks her out of the house because he says he's got to go to work, so he kicks her out. The next thing we see is Kevin talking to his mom and his son. His mom is asking him, oh, you should. No, first the mom said you should have gone to church with me. I was like, what? Who should have gone to church with you? This man, Kevin, should have gone to church with you. Okay, so the mom's, oh, you should have gone to church with me, son. And he was like, yeah, mom, I know. And so then they start talking about his relationships. The mom does not see it for Tiffany at all. The mom does not like Tiffany because, probably for a plethora of reasons. But one of the things that she mentioned was, how when he went to go pick up Tiffany from the halfway house, she just completely bypassed him to go into another man's truck. The mom says that it's better for him to stay with Kayla than to mess around with Tiffany. I guess it's better to stay with the devil that you know than with the devil that you don't know. He even tells his mom and his son that Tiffany had mentioned that they should have a third party into their relationship. The Bible-toting mom, nearly had a heart attack when she heard her son say that. She was like, what? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, he told his mother that. His church-going, Bible-toting mother told his mom, yeah, Tiffany wants us to have another woman in our relationship. And he says this in front of his kid. Wow. Kevin, just stay with Kayla. And then he talks, and then at the very end, he says, maybe I should just change my identity and move out of Texas and just leave Texas. Yeah, that's probably the next best thing. Yeah, maybe you should just leave it all alone. Leave Tiffany, leave Kayla. But I think he's too addicted to Kayla to leave because Kayla really serves a purpose for him. Not a good purpose, not a positive purpose, but she does serve a purpose for him. And I don't think he's ever going to walk away from Kayla. Moving on to Sean, Sarah, and Destiny. I also care very little about these people. Kelly goes to, the producers had us thinking that it was Destiny showing up to Sean's hotel room, but it wasn't that at all. It was actually Kelly. Kelly shows up to Sean's hotel room and she tells him that, you're abandoning your children. Your children think that you're trying to replace them with this new baby. You've never been there for your kids. And now you're starting a whole new family. And don't you ever think about what you've done to your children? And Sean says, I know I've messed up. I know I haven't been the best dad, but I'm trying. And she says, you know what? Your kids don't want to hear that. They want to see action. They want to see you do something to prove to them that they are a priority to you. So he says he's going to work on it. Excuse me. He says he's going to work on it. Who cares? So Sean now is worried that if Kelly is willing to come into his room to talk about their children, now he's worried about what she could possibly do at the wedding. I don't understand why he's worried about that. She came in to talk about y'all's kids. Oh, and then she also said, Kelly also told him that she wants to have a conversation with Sarah so that Sarah can know exactly what she's getting into. What do you expect to accomplish from that, Kelly? The wedding has been paid for. The wedding has been paid for. The people are coming. Everything is set in motion for this wedding to take place. You having a conversation with Sarah at the very last minute. Do you really believe that Sarah's going to stop the wedding? Or what do you think is going to happen? She's still going to marry the man, and whatever happens afterwards, oh well, she's still going to marry the man. I don't understand that. First of all, Kelly, it's none of your business. Him wanting to get married to Sarah, having a baby with Sarah, it is none of your business. The only thing that you need to be concerned about is your children, and if your children are feeling abandoned by Sean, then you and Sean need to work that out. But what he does with Kelly, and what Kelly knows about Sean, or what she doesn't know about Sean, that has got nothing to do with you, Kelly. Your crusade of trying to warn all the women of the world what kind of a man Sean is, just give it up. Just worry about your children. He's going to do what he's going to do, and the women that he meets are going to do what they're going to do. So just worry about your children. Moving on to Destiny. Destiny's with her mom. So the hotel room that she was approaching, it wasn't Sean's, it was her mom, because her mom is in town for a blind date or something. So she's coming up to her mom's room to do her mom's makeup for her mom's blind date. The way that she was applying the makeup on her mom's face, it was like as if she was molding clay. I mean, she was using so much force on her mom's poor face. So the only thing that Destiny can talk about, and it's getting extremely repetitive and extremely boring, is her talking about, I'm going to meet Sean because I need my money. He's got my money. I want my money. Blah, blah, blah. My money, my money, my money, my money. Okay, fine, girl. Whatever. We really don't care. So she's still out there looking for her money. So she says that, she's living with a friend right now. She left her husband, Justin or Jason. So she's living with a friend. She's working in a makeup store. I guess was what they mean when they put makeup artist behind her name. And she's going to try to be the best mom that she can possibly be. Hopefully this baby is a good thing for Destiny. Maybe this is exactly what she needed to ground her and to make her a better person and to keep her out of prison and out of the things that she was doing beforehand. Because she has been a little bit calmer this season, I feel like. Moving on to Deontay and Lindsay. So they get to the Airbnb. Deontay is super excited because he's going to finally get him some Lindsay. And so, you know, they take care of their business. They do what it do. Lindsay said that it was very painful because it had been a while. And then after that, they talk about finances. So she says, let me look at your credit report. So he pulls up his credit report on his phone. She looks at it. I have no idea what his score was. And she looks at his debt and she was like, you have a lot of debt. You have a ton of debt, but you're walking around with 7 pairs of J's, but you got $15,000 worth of debt. And so he's like, well, I hope this doesn't change how you look at me. But for whatever reason, like Lindsay was concerned about his credit report. And it was weird to me because you would think that, I mean, with her being a criminal and her own record, not her credit report, but her criminal record being messed up, warrants out for her arrest. But for some reason, she's going to judge him on his credit report and talk about his debt, but she's got warrants. That was just very odd and peculiar to me. Extremely peculiar. She doesn't care about her own criminal history and the fact that she's on the run and at any moment she can be back in jail, but she's worried about his credit report and she's giving him the side eye because he's got debt. He's got debt and his freedom. So who should be giving who the side eye? And finally, last but not least, Brittany and Ray. Brittany and Ray, what can we say about them? So Ray is considering proposing to Brittany. I'm so glad that we got past the whole, Brittany trying to figure out, where's Ray? What is Ray doing? He tells me he's at home, but his location says he's somewhere. We finally got past all that. So he tells her, can meet me at whatever location. She meets him up there. He's waiting for her with some red roses. And she's like, in her mind, she's thinking, I hope this isn't going to be like what happened in Miami, where, it was this big old to-do about him popping the question. And when he popped the question was, will you be my girlfriend? Not even, will you marry me? And he gave her like a little promise ring. So she's like, oh, I hope this is not going to be like that. I'm not even going to wear a dress. I'm going to put on my pants and my boots in case Ray is up to some BS. So she meets him. He presents her with the flowers. They take a walk down by the river. And then finally he turns around and he tells her, he proposes to her. And it was an actual proposal, a marriage proposal. And she says yes. And he gave her, a very pretty ring. And so now they are engaged. She said yes. And so they're engaged. And that's that. What else can we say? Even though her father did not give his blessings, Ray went ahead and took the plunge and asked Brittany to be his wife. And I think it's great that we're going to end on a positive note. Thank you so much for joining me for this review. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, do not forget to rate the video if you like this content. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.